Donald Trump claims that, or continues to claim, that the other countries are the ones that are going to pay for the tariffs. Well, the tariffs are now on 25% on Canada, 25% on Mexico, 20% on China. And you know what? You are going to pay the tariffs. And now it's not conjecture. You know how we know that? The guy whose company sells you groceries, the guys whose company sells you things, came on CNBC and said, within the next 2 days, no more than a week, as these tariffs kick in to last night, guess what? He will be raising prices on your produce. Just listen and hear it for yourself. We've told you so. We've been trying to point out that this was the reality. No matter what your Führer lied and told you, this is the reality. Check it out, and we'll take it on the other side.
We know for certain categories, like fruits and vegetables, where during this winter season, we depend on Mexico for a significant amount of supply. Those are categories where we'll try to protect pricing, but the consumer will likely see price increases over the next couple of days.
Over the next couple of days? So those go
are
in
really short supply chains. You think about all the fresh produce. Yeah. We depend on Mexico during the winter. We're going to try to make sure we can do everything we can to protect pricing. But if there's a 25% tariff, those prices will go up.
For things like what? Strawberries, avocados, bananas? What are we talking about?
You've got that list right.
Is that so?
Those are some of the key items.
And those prices could change within days in the stores?
Change, certainly over the next week.
So that was Target CEO Brian Cornell just this morning on CNBC. His comments came as Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum just announced moments ago that her country will put forth retaliatory tariffs this weekend. Joining us now, NBC News senior business correspondent Christine Romans. Christine, good to see you again. So let's talk about the state of tariffs. They went into effect last night. How is the market reacting? The bell is being rung in about 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just give us state of play.
So yesterday was a tough day in the market because it became clear that these Mexico and Canada tariffs were going to go into effect, and there will be retaliation. Already we're hearing retaliation. And the president yesterday also said he was raising the China tariffs another 10%. So you got 20% tariffs on stuff coming in from China, Mexico, and Canada. That started at midnight. So that means, just like the CEO of Target said, the stuff that they're picking up at the port today, they will be handed a bill from customs that says you owe us another 25%. And so immediately that is a cost for business. The Best Buy CEO this morning also saying that its vendors are indicating that they're going to have to pass along those higher costs along the supply chain. Translation, you're going to pay more for computers and smartphones and the stuff that you buy. You can see the market already open lower here because it's real. John, it's on. And trade wars are kind of like a circular firing squad. Once you all start firing at each other with these retaliations and other retaliations, there can be unintended consequences. There can be disrupted supply chains. The last time we were in this kind of a moment was in the first Trump administration. That was a low inflation moment. Mm-hmm. So just the categories where you had tariffs, inflation rose, but everything else stayed pretty steady. We're in a higher than normal inflationary environment. That's why people are concerned about these things.
Christine, the president addresses joint members of Congress tonight, Senate and House. How does he stand and deal with the fact that one of the things he ran on was prices were rising? He blamed it on Biden. And now he's causing a tariff. He's announced tariffs that will cause inflation at a higher level that we don't even know how long it will last. How do you reconcile that if you're Trump?
It's fascinating because he said he won because of the groceries, because people were upset about the groceries. And you just heard the CEO of a major company say the groceries are going to cost more money because of these trade policies. I expect that he's going to frame this as him remaking the American economy to bring back factories, to kill the drug trade, and to make America rich again. And you heard from Howard Lutnick, his Commerce Secretary, this morning, just recently. He said people are looking too much at the near term here, and they need to look further out to how they're going to remake the economy so it's so rich that this near-term disruption doesn't matter. Certainly, investors in the stock market today aren't agreeing with that perspective and are more concerned about what this is going to mean for supply chains, for profits, for consumers, and for the economy overall, potentially weakening U.S. economy.
All right, folks. it is clear that the president, what I don't understand is we still have people that try to say this president is smart in some areas, maybe not in any other. No, this is not a competent or smart president. He has taken an economy that was solid based on capitalist norms, was solid, not based on socioeconomic norms for people making, marginal money, but from a total standpoint, an economy in the capitalist structure that was doing fine. He has taken that and has put in all the necessary markers to run it into the ground. Tariffs are going to run it into the ground. And his issues with Ukraine, etc., is going to run it into the ground. His tax cut policies is going to run it into the ground. His healthcare policies going to run it into the ground. So we have somebody who is taking something that was given to him on a silver platter, and with his ineptness, with his ineptitude, with his lack of intellect, he's going to throw it away. And those people who least can afford to, his MAGA base specifically, are going to suffer for it.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.